Good morning to Monday morning inspiration for the joy of creation with art, creativity, and play, and what else? Welcome from beautiful, sunny, tropical Costa Rica. I'm so glad you guys are here. So today,
you sound a little.
What? Let me stop. I'm gonna stop the video. Okay. All right, so we will have audio. That's great. So today's theme is nurture your body, nurture your being hugged by trees. So do you hear me all? Renee, can you hear me?
Yes, intermittently it sounds a little distorted and echoey, but then it seems to even off.
All right, cool, wow. So I have my video camera turned off now, and so I hope it's going to be better. So I'm here on 4,000 feet altitude, and I'm basically in the mountainous area of Costa Rica, and it is such an amazing energy. This country here, the earth here, has an energy that for me is really hard to describe. Yes, yet there is a generosity of gifting that is at times really, the gifting is at times really very strong, and it's very, there's no distance. And so I wonder, what contribution can I be to you all? What contribution can this call be to you all, no matter where you are in the world, whether you are in the cold, in the Arctic, whether you are in the rainforest somewhere or in Fireland, really, what can we all receive for our beings and our bodies by not keeping any distance, holding up any distance? And what do I even mean by that? The energy here is very up. It's right there. It's maybe in America we would say it's in your face. It's like, here I am, and I am here, you are here. That's cool. And as an example, we have a rancho out here. I would show it to you, but I prefer to not even try a video right now. But I have started posting pictures already on Facebook. If I get on Facebook, it is also interesting. So yesterday I was sitting here in my armchair and doing some emails, and it was later afternoon, and all of a sudden there was a splunk next to me, maybe a foot away, and there sat a big tarantula with her prey. So she had fallen off of the ceiling. I think it was a she by the size. And I was like, hello there. And at first I'm really mad at the owner because he doesn't take away the spider webs here, and the ceiling up there, it looks like heaven. It's paradise for spiders. And so then when I got over this first moment of, the guy should really clean here, I'm like, no, I am actually in their space, and this is all wide open here. So what can I receive? And lowering my barriers. Because in a way, the spider was really kind. It didn't fall on my head. Imagine a tarantula landing on your head. That spider was I want to say the size of my hand, stretched out. And maybe I will post a picture, but it's really maybe I don't want to scare people. What else is possible? Anyway, if we have no point of view about all of that, if we have never a point of view, but we allow everything to be there without holding up barriers, without creating a distance between us and nature, without even what is fear? Is fear even real, right? So my mother would have totally freaked out. Another woman here, she said, had she seen that thing, she would have screamed, and I did not. And I found out, I looked up online, it is one of the most poisonous spiders that exists. It's like a banana wandering whatever spider type thing. And then as I looked at it, and we put a glass on it then, and Joelle threw it out. Wow, how courageous. I saw it's really moving slow and it wasn't aggressive. They are not, what if the world is not a dangerous place, but what if everything can contribute to us? What can we receive? What nurturing is there from all the elements, even a spider, even the animals and insects and creatures that we are like going into off limits, like no, and creating whatever points of view. What if we can still receive from them? And that space. And also, what if we start collecting information? So I just went online and I looked up what spider could it be, and what are the odds. And then also, I'm also now asking the spiders and demanding of them to not fall on my head, to stay out of my space. I respect them. It's cool. They are here. They can live here. I'm not going to kill them. But asking for what I require. And so everything that is bringing up for all of you, all the spider phobias, there's a name for that, I have no idea, but you know what I mean, all the spider phobias or any others, let's just uncreate and destroy all of that. Yeah, thank you. And then I was also talking with my body, and I said, let me know when there's something around that could harm us. Let me know. And also, what if we can talk with all the creatures? Like I talk with the spiders, they are really like, there's such a variety here in Costa Rica. It's really amazing. It's one of the rare places on the planet where there is still a lot of different creatures, because they preserve the jungles and they make sure that 25% of all the jungle here will never be touched. And so everything is very intense right here, right in your face, right in your living space. And what if that could be a contribution? What if we never go into whatever we learned? Like my mother taught me to freak out. She freaked out about everything. Spiders, snakes. Hi, Angela. And so what if we can just let go of all this entrainment where we learned from our families that spiders are bad, or snakes are bad, or cougars are bad? What if they are not? I had a cougar in my backyard over in the United States at home, and we just looked at each other, and I looked at the beautiful face and all the markings, and the cougar jumped off. What if nothing is here to attack us? What if nothing is here to poison us or bite us? Or and that space, when we are totally aware and we ask for for all the information that we require. And then what do we do with that? What do we choose? What nurturing is available here, everywhere on the planet? And so what questions do you have? What is nurturing for you? How do you nurture you? What do you choose to nurture your body and your being? Maybe I'm going to even paint a spider. I recall I used to be really scared of wild boars. Like, you know, they don't, I think there are none where I live in the United States, but we have them in Berlin, in Germany. There are a lot of them in the forests. And in Luxembourg, when I lived there, they lived not far away from my home. And so they always came to see me, and they brought their babies over. And what I had learned growing up in Berlin is that they are the most dangerous when they have babies, because then they attack to protect the babies. And so I was like, why are you guys coming to my house and you bring your babies? And I went to the forest in Luxembourg, and I went to where they were living, and I stayed at a distance, and I just observed them, and that shifted something. I was there all by myself, and just being there and being present with them, being like looking at them and how they are with their babies. And then, you know, I was very respectful, and then I backed off slowly and went back home to my house. And then I painted a wild boar, and I painted it really fierce, and it's like big, and the fangs, you know, these teeth there, and in the back is lightning, and you know, I painted it really very scary. And so I made it as scary as possible. So basically I went energetically, I went into it rather than backing off. I went into it, and I was present with it. And while I created that painting, all this, whatever fear I thought I have, which fear is never real. It is just like, it is something that we learned, or that we created. So I could literally sense this all disappearing, dissipating. And I chose then to make the wild boar into my friend. So wild boar is my friend now. And so now it's actually a really good idea. I might do that with the tarantula, and make them like really look. When we look at the shamans, like here in Costa Rica, there are shamans also, and you know, they go into the jungles, they seek out scary, challenging moments, and they are present with it. So what have you made so scary that you create all the walls and barriers, and you are never present with what might be underneath all of that, that might also really desire to contribute to you? And everything that is, let's uncreate and destroy that. Paint it out. It could be a way for you, you know, like, what are you scared of? What are you holding at distance? What is that? Because, you know, when you are being hugged by a tree, in the tree might be living tarantulas. I have seen this in Costa Rica here. Being hugged by a tarantula tree. I'm laughing now, you know. What questions do you have? What does this all have to do with creation, right? What does this have to do with the joy of creation?
Well, if we can be open to be nurtured by anything that lives on this beautiful planet with us, we're not putting up any barriers at all.
Exactly.
We can just be in that dance with the earth, our creations, everything.
Yes, exactly. And do you get the space, like when Cassie is talking about that, are you all getting the space of that, the nurturing and the kindness that we can be with everything?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing about the tarantula. I never disliked spiders, but my relationship with spiders changed when I lived on a farm. And one morning there was a spider that was up near the window in the kitchen. It was one of the really delicate ones with long legs. And her body was like a jewel, and the light coming through the kitchen window hit her. And my discomfort was, and it wasn't I was terrified, but I just didn't really like bugs in space particularly. And when I watched her for about 20 minutes, half an hour with my partner, and we were just mesmerized by how she moved, like the beauty of her movements and stuff. And then I have a book called Animal Speak, and it talks about by Ted Andrews, the meaning behind our encounters with animals and insects and things. And I began to notice that when a spider really got my attention, it was time for me to sit down and create.
I love that.
It's like, hello, come on.
Yes. Wow, that is, yes. Yes, totally. And I started painting silks yesterday. See, what if this is an invitation for our Monday morning inspiration here, for our, what if this is actually, what is the earth actually saying to all of you? You know, could it be that this is an invitation? Beautiful, Cassie. Thank you so much for sharing this. What if this is an invitation for creation? Hey, what would you like to weave? What, you know, and weaving could be very symbolical, like what if when we are creating a class or when we are creating a business, what if we are weaving a web? What if we are weaving a tapestry with the elegance of a spider? Wow, I love your words, Cassie. Thank you. Like the elegance they be. Because when we, you know, when we look at them, and I'm just looking up the ceiling here, there are many of them, and I see them move around in their webs. And when they are weaving a web, or let's say I clean everything here, and in the morning when I come out onto the rancho, you wouldn't believe how many first threads are thrown already by spiders so that they can start weaving. And it's like, could it be that they are amazing creators? And what can we receive from them? What they do is they throw out the first thread, they just throw it out. And if they miss, it's almost like they are shooting at a target. They don't say, I have to hit that exact spot over there. No, they are throwing out a thread, knowing that it will attach somewhere. And if it doesn't, they make another one. And so then that's the beginning, right? So they are shooting at a target. And are they sad if they miss? No. Do they have a point of view and get all like having a bad spider hair day. Mine was really hairy yesterday. They get all grumpy and then like, now I'm gonna have a temper tantrum, and they jump it up and down on this spot. No, they don't do that, right? they just keep creating, and within a couple of hours they have a complete web, and it's beautiful. Or some other spiders, they make holes in the ground, or some tarantulas, as I read, they don't make webs at all. They just walk in the jungles, you know, they are on the ground. And I saw holes, spider holes in the jungle already, in the ground. And it's very elaborate. It is always very elaborate. So whatever all the Indiana Jones movies created and all the scary movies about spider, you know, let's just whatever that is, whatever, like, movies created, stories and legends. I mean, people tell me stories here. It's like, whoa, where does this come from? Let's just uncreate and destroy all of that times a godzillion. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyonds. And for any of you, Angela, I'm not sure. Angela says good morning, okay, to everyone. She put this in the chat. Angela, if you aren't, I'm not quite sure whether you are familiar with access consciousness. What I just said, this gibberish, was the access consciousness clearing statement, okay? And you can read more about it on www.theclearingstatement.com. So, and yeah, when you look on the other hand at the Marvel movies, the comics, it's Spider-Man, right? And how awesome is that? So what power and what gifts are right now showing up for all of you, sort of even being in your face, like falling from the sky right to your attention? And are you all willing to receive them? Everywhere you go, oh, I only want the pretty ones. Like the roses and the kitty cats. And maybe velvet and chocolate. Everything that is, let's uncreate and destroy it times a godzillion. Right and wrong, good, bad, pot and pock, all nine, shorts, boys and beyond. Because things always show up different. And you know, you heard what Cassie said. What if a spider is not the and the scare, but a shaman might have a totally different point of view about a spider. Now, would I want to live with them? Would I invite them into my bed? No, I would also like put it outside, right? And as I said in the beginning, what can we ask for also, even from insects? What can we, maybe could we ask our bodies to create a chemical that will be a repellent for any insects and stinging, biting, whatever creatures, so they stay at a distance from us? Like, I don't know, what can we ask for? 10 feet distance, you know, that is comfortable for you and your body. Everything that doesn't allow you to ask, where you never ask for it and also never perceived and received the gift that your body can be with all of that, let's uncreate and destroy all of that times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pot, pock, shorts, boys and beyonds. It's so funny. A friend shared with me, he saw a very venomous spider. I don't know, why don't people tell me about the pretty birds they see? No, they tell me about, okay, what transformation energy can I be? So he told me about this one very venomous spider that is really, that can kill a guy, okay, kill a man, a strong man or whatever, or maybe a not so strong man that has a, like, I don't know, not a humanoid body, okay, whatever that is. So he told me, yes, the guy chopped off the head of the spider, and you have to do it in a way that you break the spider's backbone, not just chop off the head, because the head can still jump at you. And so the head jumped at him and bit him, and he died. And so I'm like, wow, what a pretty story. And within me, I thought, everything that brings up, let's uncreate and destroy it. Good, I have the clearing statement. But see, like, what does all of this have to do with creation, even with painting or sculpting or mechanics or anything you create, you know, like with or creating a garden, you know, why do Americans call the soil dirt? It is not dirty, right? But what is this? Like, is this also where we keep things at a distance? My sister told me, oh, you cannot eat carrots unwashed, or you cannot even dig with your hands in the soil without gloves, because you are going to get all these bacteria and things on your hands, underneath your nails, and so forth. And I'm like, wow, what an interesting point of view. But do you see what I want to bring in here is where we maintain a comfortable distance to everything. And what this means, if when we have this distance up, it is what Cassie said, we have walls up. There is a fence somewhere in our reality so that we can keep things at bay and have a comfort. But is this even real? Can we even really keep things totally out? And what else do we keep out that would actually be a contribution to us? Like when I'm painting, things get messy, right? I was painting this morning and my hands, they are still blue. So I'm looking, oh, maybe I should put that paint in my face. And then I look like an avatar, you know, the pretty beings. Or maybe one of the dragons. But do you see where I'm going with this? So are you willing to give up that comfortable distance? And choose instead awareness. Thank you. Woohoo! Awareness, when we will be aware of, maybe I don't want to sit underneath all the spider condominiums up there, you know, sitting right underneath. And asking for what I require, what I desire, and create the space for me that will be where I'm really enjoying it, where I don't have to watch about like what falls on my head, right? Whether it's a dead bug or a cocoon or maybe even a fat spider. And what else is possible? Receiving the gift of the spider today. So today is the tarantula that we are talking about, and the gift that it is by its amazing creation capacities. No matter where they go, you know, the spider also doesn't drag suitcases with it, right? Oh, I'm walking through the jungle. I have everything here that I require. It's in the backpack. It's in the suitcases, like a whole trunk of like a caravan behind the spider. No, the spider will create whatever it requires right there where it is. So I wonder, how present is a spider? How present are they? How present are the birds? how present are all the creatures, and where have we cut off that presence in order to create that pseudo safety that is an illusion? Because with that we also keep out everything that tries to give to us, everything that the universe and the earth would love to give to us. And what can this space right now inspire? No matter where you are, lower all your walls, lower them. And expand out. Expand out. What is the one thing that you are totally unwilling to receive and you hold at a comfortable distance, that if you allowed it to be and you were present with it, present with all your points of view about it, and just be there with it, not avoiding it, but really going in there and just being with it and all the deeper layers of it, and deeper and deeper. What could it contribute to you? What could you find out about it? What if we don't avoid anything? Like what I found is, if we just briefly talk about money, I don't want to keep you too long on this call here, okay? But I want to give you an example from daily life, okay? And it is money. It's always a good example because we are always creating so many points of view around it and bought so many points of view. But I had a moment recently where I had to pay a bill, and so I didn't expect that. Okay, so I noticed the contraction in my universe, like and right away I went into like my heart started beating, and I could have called it fear, but if I don't call it that, it was a contraction energy. It was also where I became the lesser version of me. I became the tiny me. And so then I looked at it and I was like, no, I'm not choosing to avoid this. I'm really going to be present with it. And so I chose to be present with all the energies in my universe, or maybe that are not even mine, that I perceived from others. I was just present with it and being there with it without walking away from it. It's like the spider, right? It's like being present with it, not walking away from it. So what is it in your life that you try to avoid, that you don't look at because you have decided it's ugly or it's too difficult to handle, or you don't want to look at it, or no, you are not good at it, so you avoid it, you are not present with it. So what if you chose to be present with it, whatever that is for you? So I chose to be present with it and sit with it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to move unless this changes. I'm not choosing this. I am greater than that. So I was being with it and returning to sender all the things that were not mine, and just like uncreating and destroying all these points of view that came up, and it shifted and it changed, and I could then expand out again and have my space. So if we are infinite beings, if we are everything, we are also in the space with the spider. We are connected. We are in oneness with the spider, the snakes, the ugly, the pretty, the beauty, the everything. Everything. What if we don't avoid anything? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, pot, puck, shots, boys and beyonds. So Angela is saying, it is so interesting you are speaking to the spider this morning. I had a dream of a spider last night, a black widow. New time to create and integrate of my highest self into the world of creation. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Wow. Wow.
So cool.
Yes, isn't this? Wow, thank you so much. I say also thank you so much to you all. I say thank you so much to the earth. Like, what if this can you also see how we are all connected? Do you really get that space right now? And what contribution can we all be to each other? What, the dream that Angela had about the Black Widow, the story Cassie had about the spider, and then my tarantula. I should give her a name. I have a new pet. Right? Like, what is the earth trying to gift to you all? And are you willing to receive it? No matter where you are on the earth, whether it is really cold, can you receive the snowflakes and the ice? Can you receive the storms? Can you receive the crocodiles, the snakes? See, I now with intention talk about those that we have all these phobias about, right? The ones, the scorpions, the mosquitoes that are so dangerous, like for whatever reason. And like all this fear induced, is this actually really your reality? What is your reality? Like when I got into Costa Rica at the airport, there were 2 huge signs for 2 diseases that we all should really watch out for. Why would I watch out for something and create it? Like, see what is that all? And the question really is, what is your reality? What is your reality? What do you know is possible? I keep asking this question. I personally love it so much. What do you know? Is the world a dangerous place, or what is your reality with the earth? What can we dance with that we have avoided and resisted? What if every molecule would love to contribute to you and be your friend, be your ally in creation? So maybe a good thing to do for all of you is like paint the thing that you are most scared of in nature, like what I did with the wild boar. Paint or draw a spider, and make it really scary, make it extra, like with teeth that no spider on the earth has. Claws, and like make it this monster. Really, and be with it, and be fierce with it, be in the mud with it. You know what I want to say? Be present with it. Like, go and make it really so scary, like lightning around it and like all the others around it. It's like more scary than in Harry Potter, right? And see what it does for you. What can it change for you? So Angela says, the gift I feel we can give to each other is holding space for the highest and best, inviting joy, balance, and harmony. Yes, and what if we can be joy and harmony and the celebration of living with everything? Yeah, everything. That to me is also the nurturing. Can you see that? The nurturing of your body and your being. The nurturing. What can this nurture for your being and your body? What do the trees would love to gift to you? If you look again at the spider, how wealthy is a spider? And what is that wealth? What is that well of being that a spider shows us? Because she basically is very wealthy, because she can out of thin air create an amazing, elastic, flexible web of molecules that provides her home, her nourishment, everything, even water, like dewdrops, water, everything the spider requires. So everywhere you have not perceived, received, known, and bead, that you also have already at your fingertips, at your teeth, at your toenails, at your fingernails, at your hair, the tips of your hair, the skin of your body, that you have already everything available for your asking and receiving. Everywhere you have not perceived, received, known, and bead that, will you please let that go? Yes. Thank you. Wow. Right, wrong, good, bad, honor, pot, pop, shots, boys and beyonds. Wow. Cool. So I wonder, what can we now receive about our bodies, about our beings, from the earth and from all the molecules? Wow. Do you have any questions?
Lots and lots of gratitude.
Oh, yes. I'm so grateful too. Yes, that. I'm so grateful for you all for joining and being here and contributing your energy and your beings and your bodies. Wow. Wow. I'm really grateful. What did we create today? And what can this transpire and inspire into the now and into the future and change in the past? Angela says, yes, thank you so much, in gratitude. Yeah, thank you all. So if you don't have any other questions, I would like to give you all a spider kiss. A spider hug, a tree hug. And what amazing capacities do you have and do your bodies have that you have never looked at? So I will then hear you, see you, or whatever on next Monday morning. So I will be still in Costa Rica. On the 26th, I might be traveling, so not quite sure yet. I might record something or not. I will see But next Monday, I will be here on my mountaintop. And yeah, thank you so much. And I will try also to upload the recording, and it might take forever, and all that is fine. And what else is possible? Have a beautiful week.
You
You too. Thank
thank
you.
You're welcome. Bye. Adore you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.